Hello guys, we are down to the last 3 weeks of the school year, and you guys know that I like to be organized. I like to tell you guys a little bit about what's happening, so I drew up a nice little chart for you talking about what the last 3 weeks of the semester will look like. So notice there's no Friday on this chart. You guys are doing whatever you guys choose to do for the Thrive 5 days. I'll try and put some links up, things that I think are interesting or you might find interesting. I'll put that up on Google Classroom, but I do not have Friday on this chart. Okay, so we're basically going to finish up Unit 8. We're going to finish up the Civil War unit. I think it's important for you guys to understand the Civil War. It's going to show up in American history classes you're going to have in the future. It's also important historically, just where we live locally. It's kind of a big impact on our history. So I do want to finish that. So we've got 3 sections of notes left. I typically do notes in maybe about a half an hour, but I'm usually in the classroom. I'm talking, we're doing some video, handing stuff for you guys to pass around the class, that kind of stuff. I don't like to do a half an hour video for you guys to watch because I think it gets to be a little bit long. So I'm cutting them down and trying to make them about 10 to 15 minutes. So this is the plan for the last 3 weeks. May 4th, we're going to give you guys the first section of notes on a section called No End in Sight. We'll finish that up on May 5th on Tuesday. On Wednesday, May 6th, we're going to give you guys a choice of either watching CNN 10 or 30 minutes of reading. Nothing you have to turn in, but just kind of pick one of those 2 things to do. We'll also have an optional Zoom meeting, and I'll have details about that on Google Classroom. On May 7th, on Thursday, we're going to talk about the first part of the section of notes called The End of the War. We'll also have a Week 7 student survey for you guys to take. I really appreciate you guys doing that. Gives me some really good information, and hopefully you guys have a little bit of fun filling it out as well. On the second to last week, on May 11th, on that Monday, we're going to finish up our notes on the end of the war with part 2. We're going to talk about Gettysburg in that particular section of notes. So we're going to take a virtual tour of Gettysburg, kind of a cool battlefield, and then also have an optional Zoom meeting for that week on May 12th. Again, details about time and all that kind of stuff in Google Classroom. Our last section of notes, I think I can get into just one particular section. It's called The Legacy of the War, kind of like how things kind of wrap up. And one of the things that happens right after the war ends is Lincoln's assassinated, unfortunately. So we're going to wrap up our notes on May 13th. So then you'll have all the notes that you need for Unit 8. We're going to do an activity on Thursday, May 14th, talking about what was in Lincoln's pockets when he was assassinated. It's kind of a fascinating study in what he had with him on the night he was assassinated in Ford's Theater. And then, since it's the end of the week, we'll have you guys do your Week 8 student survey. The last week of class, okay, we're going to do a review on May 18th, which is kind of like a Kahoot review. We'll do kind of some game type thing. And then on the 19th, on that Tuesday, we'll have you guys take the Unit 8 test. It'll be an online test, obviously. You can use your notes that you guys have taken throughout the particular unit, Unit 8, and it's going to be worth potentially 100 points. Now, once again, I'm just reminding you guys, your grade will not go down from where it was at the end of the 3rd quarter. You can only improve it. Okay, so this is a great opportunity. It's worth 100 points. If you're looking to kind of boost your grade up a little bit, do well on the test and it'll impact your grade in a positive way. Okay. That is the only thing in the last 3 weeks that I'm going to have you guys do as far as a grade. But if you did not turn something in as one of our remote assignments, so going back from when we started remote learning, if you did not turn something in, you can still do it, turn it in. I'm going to have you do that by May 20th though. Okay. So by May 20th, I can grade it, give you guys points for that. Again, it can only positively influence your grade. I can then put it on your grade and finish up your semester on a positive note. So the last 3 weeks, all we got is the test and anything that you need to make up from remote learning. I'll have you guys do an end of the year survey on May 20th. We'll also have an optional Zoom meeting that day. If you want to kind of maybe see a classmate or, touch base, whatever, it'll kind of be our last chance to kind of have a Zoom meeting. I always have my students take an end of the year survey. I typically have them do it on paper, and then I read it like late June or July or something when I'm planning my next school year. I've done this for about the last 10 or 12 years, and it's actually impacted some of the things that I've changed in the classroom. There's some things we do in the classroom right now that are a result of what students have given me as feedback in that end of the year survey. So I'm going to have you guys do that on the 20th, and then I'll have a very inspirational, important words of wisdom type of video for you guys on May 21st. So get the Kleenex out. Mr. Langhorse is going to bring the waterworks. And anyway, I typically do a little speech at the end of the year for you guys, motivate you guys as you guys enter high school, and I'll do that on May 21st. So that's basically our last three weeks, okay? Now, not set in stone, but this is the plan, okay? So if I alter something, I alter something, but I want to give you guys an idea of what's happening the last 3 weeks. I'll tell you this, I'm really glad that a lot of you guys have stayed with it and you're participating and you're engaged. I really appreciate that because I'm still trying to give you guys the content that I think that you need. And it does mean a lot to me that a lot of you guys are still doing this stuff. You're working hard, those kinds of things. If you can make a Zoom meeting, awesome. Would like to see you guys or hear you guys or, check in with how you're doing and stuff. But this is our plan for the last 3 weeks. It's been crazy. You guys have been awesome. We can do this. We can finish this out. And I think you guys can still have a really positive end to the school year. All right. So if you got any questions, let me know. But this is the plan. This is what we're going to do the last 3 weeks, guys. All right.